Merry Christmas. I just released an article on Substack and I wanted to talk a little bit about it here. So I released this article to kind of highlight the meetings that went on this month between the EPA and some key MAHA activists. The reason that this is important is not just because it's really exciting to see the EPA actually caring about some of the ideals of MAHA, which is cleaning up our air, water, and food, and all of these chemicals that are contributing to hormonal disruption and cancer and heart disease and just the chronic illness epidemic that we're seeing in America. That's really exciting. But to me, it's more than that. I think that these meetings really represented accountability, and I'll explain why. So Lee Zeldin, who's the administrator of the EPA, he was confirmed earlier this year on this idea that he was going to clean up the PFAS, particularly in our drinking water. PFAS are forever chemicals. They're in our air, they're in our water, they're in our food, they're hormonal disruptors, they're carcinogenic. And he was on a task force, a congressional task force, prior to his role at the EPA, on getting PFAS out of our drinking water. That was a part of his role in Congress. And he talked about this 21 times throughout his confirmation hearing. He literally entered into his confirmation with this promise that he was going to get PFAS out of our drinking water. And what we've seen from him this year is the exact opposite. The exact opposite. He has rolled back advances toward getting PFAS out of our drinking water that were implemented by the Biden administration. The Biden administration had created new regulations, a 5-year implementation plan, and he rolled them back. And not only that, but he's completely he's changed the definition of PFAS so that not all chemical compounds which should be categorized as PFAS can be categorized as PFAS, which ultimately will lower the effectiveness of these implementation plans, right? He's done the exact opposite, essentially, of what he's claimed he was going to do when he was being confirmed. And this is a problem. And MAHA activists have noticed it. They've continuously called him out. And eventually they said, absolutely not. You know, we're actually done with you. We don't trust you anymore. We're going to call for your firing as administrator of the EPA. And he responded. This was at the end of November. They started this campaign. And he responded immediately. Immediately set up a collection of meetings at the first couple of weeks of December, and included heads of his departments, of his water division, of his agricultural division, etc. And he addressed it head on, and he said, I'm now creating an action plan based on the ideas that have been presented to me in these meetings and what was discussed. And that's just really exciting. It's really exciting to see accountability. It's really exciting to see it not only just happen within this administration, but also to see it, this might directly impact all of us, right? We encourage at Max Wellness that everybody be using a water filter, a Berkey filter, a reverse osmosis filter is the gold standard, but not everybody can afford that. And most people are ignorant that that's even something that they would need. And so that means that the majority of Americans are drinking PFAS in their water, are drinking forever chemicals in their water every single day. And this accountability from MAHA activists might end up changing that in the future. And that's just really exciting. And I think it just gives me a lot of hope. So I wanted to talk about it.